is part 2 of a video about planting California natives and other plants into deeper wood chips. I converted my garden over a year ago into a back to Eden type no-till garden, getting lots of stuff coming in. I would say 3 months ago when I made the video, I threw a lot of wildflower seeds into everywhere except over in the garden area. So this is the results. After 3 months, I have to say that a few things came up, like some of the sweet peas. I've got a few cosmos coming up from seed. I put a lot of wildflowers in here. So a few things are coming up. You can see them right there next to the smoke tree. Just a few, but that's because the wood chips were so deep in areas that I literally pulled back wood chips in an area, put dirt in to fill the hole, and then sowed some seeds direct. I have to say that for most of this area, while there's a few things coming up, a lot of them did not come up. So others are plants that I did clippings or bought. So for now, I have to say planting in the deep wood chips is a no-go. If the wood chips are thinner in areas, yes, some seeds can come up. It's thinner here. I've got some borash coming up. I think I overwatered in areas, so where I'm trying to do is cut back on the watering now so that the roots get a deeper system with main plants, and what lives, lives, what dies, dies. So the garden area, some success. I have a few things I've planted with the containers. I've got a bunch of seed coming up in there. I don't even know what I threw in there. Scabiosa, other flowers. Got some little tiny peppers coming up. I'm going to transplant those soon. And then sweet potato seems to be doing really well. I have had real hit or miss with my potatoes. Potato in container seems to be doing well. But I've had some potatoes that I ended up taking out because they, instead of being green, they ended up being really turning yellow. I don't know what was up with that. Maybe a potato blight. So fruit trees are doing great. They're coming. I made a big mistake last year. Do not do what I did in June of last year. Because water tends to sit further in the soil, I literally moved and transplanted my fruit trees. I had a nectarine, I had a Fuji apple. Which, where is that thing hiding? There's a tiny little, is that the Fuji apple? Let's see, sorry. It's either the Fuyu persimmon. It's literally 7-8 inches high. And there's the Fuji apple. But I thought that they had died. And so I went and bought another Fuyu persimmon and a dwarf peach. I did get peaches this year. So I really didn't think they were going to come back. They went into shock. I moved them in June. I should have waited till December. And then they died. I cut them in half and then clear to the base because they were doing so poorly. This one I think has come back from below. There's usually they have a rootstock and then they do a graft onto the base of a fruit tree for the variety that they want. The rootstock is more hardy. So this is probably going to be a nectarine off of who knows what kind of root base. You know, rootstock is what they actually call it. So I decided I'm going to keep it. It may give me nothing. I'm going to keep it and see if I can get some nectarines and keep the trees small. The Fuyu persimmon, I don't need 2 of them, so I will probably give that one away to someone. And interspersed in my garden, you can see when I was trying to do the Back to Eden method where I had wood chips delivered. They were really rough, some really big. I had a heck of a time finding the wood chips when I moved here near the coast, not too far from Santa Cruz. San Jose, I had no trouble finding wood chips, but because of this, some of them are real rough. However, the soil underneath is really nice. Really nice. So I've been improving the soil. I've added, oh goodness, bat guano. One of my customers gave me, and I bury my kitchen compost right in. I just dig a hole, you know, down into the dirt with a shovel, and then I add the kitchen scraps in there and cover it over. You know, I put that all in through here. I put some new potatoes in, some sweet potatoes in. We'll see what comes up. But so far, the potatoes have been hit or miss. I think it's because I watered them too much. My garden, I had a good crop of the Swiss chard and lettuce and cilantro. I'm going to have hundreds of seeds. I put flowers intermixed in here. This particular squash, oh my goodness. I had some leftover pumpkins and things that I just threw from my kitchen scraps in the ground. I had probably 20 of this particular pumpkin come up, and they are weird looking. They're a hybrid, or I don't even know. When I opened it up, it was full of seeds mostly. So I won't plant that next year. This is the fennel, out of control, but my neighbor comes and gets it for her bird. And this is a stained glass corn. I only planted a little bit of it, but it's actually, I'm waiting to see what happens. And this one is multi-stalk. So I think it had to be a different kind of corn mixed in with the package. I have no idea. My asparagus, I will do next year. I didn't harvest this year. I think you wait till the second year. Some of my tomatoes did really well. Others very stunted. I think I overwatered in areas. So I just have a variety of things. So I'm actually, my next video is going to be where I'm going to pull back some of this wood chip area this weekend, put in some goat manure and a few other things, water it well, and then I'm going to plant like a interim crop of, I'm going to transplant the peppers, are going in late. I'm going to put in probably beets and some other things. We'll see what happens. All right, so yes, wildflowers will grow in the wood chips if they're not deep. If there's just some wood chips, you know, where you can still see some dirt, if it's thin kind of, they'll come up. But really, not much came up otherwise. I'm actually curious to see what happens next spring. If the birds didn't eat all the seeds, I'm hoping that I will actually get some wildflowers coming up through here. I'll continue to put seed down. I get seed from various people when I go for walks and stuff. Here's the scabiosa. It's one of my favorite flowers. I'm actually saving the seed for that. And there's a red one. I've got a pink one I'm going to plant also. So take care. There's some transplants started. I think you can garden. You can do it. Just be patient. I mean, I did this rock myself using a headlamp in the middle of the night. So it was hot, a little bit hot, and I was tired during the day, so I came out and put this in. I'm 62. If I can do it, you can do it. So just enjoy gardening, whatever level you have. You know, pots. If that's all you've got, put it in pots. Take care.